Hi everybody, welcome back to New England Fire Cooking. I'm Aaron Higgins, and it's springtime. I'm out on the back porch again in short sleeves, although we're supposed to get some rain tonight into tomorrow, but that's okay, we're not scared. It is now, springtime to me is like the official friggin' start of barbecue season. You want to be outside more. You're ready to hang out around the smoker, hang out around the fire pit, have a couple cocktails, and just cook some really good dead animal. So what I've been talking to a lot of people about over the course of the winter was brisket. A lot of people are really getting into, actually, a lot of people have always been into smoking brisket, but I've just noticed kind of an uptick in how many people talk to me about wanting to smoke brisket and give it a shot. But a lot of people seem kind of nervous because they don't want to buy this really big chunk of meat, spend some decent money on it, and not do it right, screw it all up, and end up pissing off everybody that they're trying to feed or disappointing them, best case scenario. So this is what I call poor man's brisket. And essentially what it is it's pot roast. It's pot roast, and it's cooked using the same methodology as I would use to cook a brisket. And this is a great way for someone who's never cooked brisket before, someone who wants to try it and is unsure about it. It's a good, affordable way to practice and just kind of use the techniques necessary to cook brisket, and then put that into application when they go to cook brisket, if they have a successful run with poor man's brisket or smoked chuck roast. But I like poor man's brisket, it just sounds better. I'm gonna try a new method today too. I got a comment recently on one of my brisket videos, and this individual suggested that I should kind of do a 10-hour hold at 165 degrees in the oven. Now my oven only goes to 170, but we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna see how we do. So let's get to the grilling.
I got 2 3.5-pound chuck roasts here and some poor man steak seasoning. Got this at Walmart for about $3. And it's kind of like Montreal. It's just salt, pepper, garlic, all the savory notes. And I'm just going to give these chuck roasts a good, healthy dose of this coarse ground steak seasoning. Dose it wicked hard. Big chunks of meat like this can take a good heavy coat of seasoning, so don't be shy. Get all your nooks and crannies, all that good stuff. You want to get a nice even coat. It's going to help establish a really good bark. Once you got your chuck roast seasoned, let them hang out for about an hour or so. In the meantime, let's go fire up the smoker. Got the chuck roast on the Traeger Pro 34, running right at 225, using some pecan pellets. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Okay, now it's time to open up this Traeger and see what we're dealing with. And look at these chuck roasts. Got a nice dark red color to it. Bark starting to set up. It's been about 7 hours, and this is exactly what I like to see. Now it's time to wrap these bad boys up. And to do that, I've got this aluminum pan here. And I'm going to show you guys, the temp is right around 160. Oh, closing in on 170, right around 168. Let's see what this one is. Let's see what we got here. And we're right around 160, closing in on 161. Now it's time to finish the wrapping process here at 163, 164. Yeah, it's the right temperature. I always wrap by color, but if you want to verify, you can always go by internal temp as well. 160 to 165 is about what I want. So what we're going to do next is we're going to add a little bit of moisture to this. And what I have here is I have some beef bone broth. And I'm just going to put a little bit of this liquid right inside this pan. Just add some moisture to it. It's going to help tenderize this. And what we're going to do is we're going to cover this with some tin foil after we add this bone broth. And we're going to get it right in our oven. So now I got these chuck roasts wrapped up tighter than a crab's ass in cold water, and it's going in the oven at 225. If you want to use your smoker, that's fine. I just use the oven to save fuel. So once these chuck roasts temped at 195 internal, I turned my oven down to 170 and let them just hold there for 10 hours. And now I'm going to pull this foil off, and it's got an aroma that'll wake you from a drunken stupor. I'm going to pull this foil off here, and I'm just going to let these chuck roasts calm down a little bit and just cool off so I can start pulling them apart. And normally I slice brisket, but for something like this, I'm just going to yank it apart just like I would for pulled pork. It's going to make really good pulled beef. So after these chuck roasts have calmed down a little bit, it's time to pull them apart. And I know, oh my God, look at this. It's just falling apart. It's just absolutely falling apart. I know that my arm and my hand are in the way right now, but believe me, you're probably better off not seeing what I'm seeing right now because it'd send your blood pressure right up into red line territory. I'm going to get this pulled apart, and then it's going to be time to give this a taste. And that right there is what I call poor man's brisket. It's absolutely perfect pulled beef. Now it's time to send my cholesterol to the moon. We're going to bust this out onto a plate, and we're going to give this a try.
Okay, you guys, here we are. 2 chuck roasts
Smoked for 7 hours on Traeger pellet grill. Then I pulled them off and got them into an aluminum foil pan. Added a little bit of beef broth, not much. I think I maybe added a cup total. Maybe a little bit more than that. I'd say a cup, give or take. And then I just tightly wrapped them up in tin foil and got them in a 225 degree oven, same temperature that we smoked it at. Once they came to 195 degrees internal, I just turned the oven down to 170 degrees and I let them rest for 10 hours at that temperature. And now, look at this. I mean, guys, it's just pulling apart. It's just pulling right apart. It's pull apart tender. The 10-hour rest at 170 was something that I learned from someone who commented on my Snake River Farms Wagyu brisket video, and he recommended doing that. He said he rested his at 165. Well, my oven doesn't go down to 165. It stops at 170, so that's what I kept it at. But I got to tell you, it's just super, super tender. You got that good smoke ring in there. I'm just pulling this apart. And what I'm going to do with this pan of meat is I'm going to make it into sandwiches, which is why you don't see a big feast sitting in front of me right now. But this is just coming apart like nobody's business. So without further ado, let's get into this. That melts in your mouth. Huh. Wow. Wow. I'm going to have to try this with brisket. I'm going to have to change it up. This summer, during brisket season, stay tuned for a new brisket video, because I'm going to try this. That is exquisite. The fat on it is just gelatinous. It just totally just melts in your mouth. And that Walmart steak seasoning, what was it, $3 for a 16-ounce container? You can't beat that. And guess what? It tastes incredible. That tastes so unbelievably good. I mean, you can make killer tacos with this. You can make killer sandwiches with this. You can make killer anything with this. This in a chili would be absolutely bomb. Or on nachos, anything like that. This is unbelievable. I just can't believe it's just pulling apart. Like, I know I've said that a bunch of times, but it's just pulling apart. I'm sitting here eating with my hand. Wow. Huh. Well, fortunately, I don't remember who made that comment. I remember the comment, but I don't made it, so I'll have to give you, I'll give you a shout out in the next Instagram live stream. God, I don't remember the guy's name, but thank you for that little bit of feedback, because I just tried it, and you were right. You were 100% right. That is absolutely glorious. Hey everybody, I hope you like this video. If you like what you see here and you like what we're doing on this channel, please give us a subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, check us out on Facebook. We're on those two social media platforms. If you have any interest in Traeger pellet grills, please use the link in the description to check those products out. It's our affiliate link. It helps us out big time. Hope you give this recipe a shot. You'll be glad you did. I know I was. Thanks for hanging out with us today. We'll see you next time.